Good morning. This is Nicholas Brada. I'm going to talk to you today about the 8 circuits in regards to human evolution. Now, let's go ahead and just start right off. The 8 circuits exist in regards to human evolution are as follows: the oral biosurvival circuit, the anal emotional territorial circuit, the time-binding semantic circuit, the moral socio-sexual circuit, the holistic neurosemantic circuit, the collective neurogenic circuit, the metaprogramming circuit, and the non-local quantum circuit. Now, for the purpose of this discussion, I'm going to focus primarily on the first 3 because the first 3 is where the majority of people are in regards to any given time. Now, I would like to also point out with the first 2 circuits, the oral biosurvival circuit and the anal emotional territorial circuit, most animals and people operate on those first 2 circuits. The biosurvival circuit only divides things into 2 things. It says what is good for the organism, what is bad for the organism. And the emotional territorial circuit divides things into 2 groups as well. It asks which is more powerful than the organism and which is weaker than the organism. Now, the semantic circuit is where humans where humans separate from the animals. The semantic circuit allows people to subdivide things and reconnect things in varieties of patterns. This semantic circuit is what allows people to truly think, learn, and act rather than react, as in the case with the first 2 circuits. I'll give you an example of this. For example, say a caveman is out in the woods and he's eating red berries, right? And he's attacked by a bear. Well, if he doesn't have his semantic circuit engaged, he's going to associate red berries with the bear, and therefore he's not going to eat red berries at any time for the rest of his life. Whereas the caveman who has the semantic circuit intact is going to say, well, wait a minute, here's all these times that I've eaten red berries before and have not been attacked by a bear. So he's going to sit there and think and put patterns together and go, okay, this area is not a safe area to eat the red berries, whereas these other places are perfectly safe. And then eventually, the caveman with the semantic circuit, he can, think and learn, and pretty soon he's able to learn, the bear's behavior patterns. He may even be able to learn how to cultivate his own red berries and eventually, create agriculture, hunting, etc. Whereas the caveman stuck in the first 2 circuits is pretty much just going to react to whatever comes their way, and they very well may die. Now, in regards to our modern era, communication is only possible between equals. Now, see, domination and submission rituals in which the oral survival circuit and the anal emotional circuit are basically filled with. Now, the domination and submission rituals perpetuate communication problems, bullshit, and games without end, because it's a consistent game of one-upmanship where somebody wants to be more powerful, have more money, more food, the better mate, etc. It's very animalistic. There's really nothing human in relation to it, because animals will play the same types of power games. You ever see a litter of puppies or kittens play? It's all about domination and submission. And until we engage the semantic circuit, we're not going to become fully human. And I'm sorry to say that there's a lot of people in our society who are stuck in the first 2 circuits. Go to any job. I mean, even think about your job. Or think about the places that you've gone into, the different kinds of stores. You will consistently see that in some stores, the customer is playing a dominance submission game with the store clerk. This can cause problems. Now, I'm not saying, but I'm saying between equals, I'm not necessarily talking about equals in terms of financial power, status, etc. I'm also talking about personalities. Two people can have the same amount of money, the same amount of possessions, they can be pretty much alike, but if one has one kind of personality and another has another personality, they're going to mix like oil and water. I mean, they're going to have problems because they're not equal. They're going to be doing the one-upmanship consistently. Whereas you can have two people, one can be, rich and beautiful and wealthy and just have it all. And, maybe not that bright, but their personality might fit perfectly with somebody who is on the complete opposite side of the spectrum when it comes to wealth, looks, social status. So it's always important to understand